So, MrBeast just set a guy on fire. To be honest, that one wasn't on my 2025 bingo card. But here we are, as if shit couldn't get any crazier. Now, MrBeast didn't just walk outside and set fire to some random dude. Of course, there's a bit more of context. No, this all started as a challenge for a video called "Would You Risk Dying for $500,000? Now, I totally would, although I am low-key built like a stickman and I'd probably die. Now, in this video, MrBeast locked up a dude in a burning house while he was tied up on a chair. And there were also a bunch of other fire stunts that went on. But the house one is the one we're gonna be discussing today because people weren't really happy about it. And believe me, some of these reactions people had were absolutely outrageous. But we'll talk about that in a bit. First, I wanna talk about how people were mad that MrBeast put a so-called random dude in a house that's on fire. Which is a stupid thing to be mad about because it just isn't the case. Because MrBeast in the first 40 seconds of the video explains how this isn't just some random dude.
This man is literally in a burning building.
Oh, there's fire around the door. The entire room is on fire. Oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing we've ever filmed.
And behind him is $500,000, which he could win if he completes 7 death traps, including getting shot out of a cannon into fire, jumps through death-defying rings of fire, surviving massive fiery explosions, and so much more.
Out of there. Get out of here, come on. In case you're curious who this gentleman is, he's actually a professional stuntman, but we are going to push him to the max in this video.
As MrBeast just said, this is a professional stuntman, aka this guy does things like this for a living. So no, MrBeast didn't just put Joe Schmo in a burning house, he put a trained professional in a controlled environment that happened to include fire. Because yes, this was a controlled environment, there were a lot of safety precautions taken. MrBeast also made a comment on his own video talking about these safety precautions, because a lot of people started questioning, hey, maybe putting a dude in a burning house isn't the smartest idea even though he is a stuntman. Which, I mean, is a fair concern, so MrBeast clarified on the safety precautions taken. He made a comment reading, in case there's any concern about the safety of the stuntman contestant, I just wanted to mention that we take safety extremely seriously. Every challenge was tested by multiple stuntmen. We have a full rescue team on standby, firefighters, EMTs, and divers equipped with ambulance and fire truck. We also had a pyro team controlling the fires and multiple fire suppression methods on every challenge to ensure we could essentially turn off the fire if there ever was to be an issue. But our stunt coordinator did an amazing job as always, and none of these systems were ever needed. Just wanted to be transparent with y'all since I saw some concern. And I'm not gonna be critical of there being concern, I actually believe it's a very good thing. We gotta keep critical of what other creators are doing, because if we are not, they might pull some crazy shit. Now, one thing in the response didn't really make sense though. That this was tested by multiple stuntmen. You put a stuntman in there and people still had their concerns, so why wouldn't they be concerned for the stuntman you put in there first? Now, besides people being concerned for the safety of the stuntman, which if you ask me is a completely valid concern, there were also some people who were just attacking MrBeast for the attacking MrBeast part. Of course, the same people were calling exploitation again. This is exploitative and humiliating, fully knowing that some people struggling to put food on the table. It will only encourage some twat with an iPhone to target the most vulnerable in our society to reform even riskier challenges just to get food. He's gone too far. Now, this would be a solid argument if it was actually a very dangerous challenge, but as we have just gone over, there were enough safety precautions to consider this a safe challenge. There was barely anything that could go wrong anymore, and if anything went wrong, there were enough people there to help. And for the twat with a iPhone part, if the twat is recording it with an iPhone, then he probably doesn't have $500,000 laying around to do a challenge like this. Besides that, you cannot blame MrBeast for people reenacting his challenges. It's the same as being mad at the creators of The Walking Dead because someone stabbed someone because they saw it in The Walking Dead. The fact that someone watches your show and thus what happens in your show isn't your fault. Unless, of course, you ask them in the video to do the same as you are doing, because then you're activating them to do it. Then you also had people still posting about the safety precautions well after MrBeast made his own comment on the video. This tweet reads, cool, so no ambulances or fire crew on standby. That is fake, he did have those on standby and he said it before you tweeted this. That fire extinguisher is gonna be really helpful when members from that fire are carried into a tree somewhere. Please don't encourage people to go into a raging inferno without proper equipment, gear and training. This is how people die. Stuntman does not mean fireman. One of the leading causes of death in firefighter is from carcinogens in smoke. I just had a stroke or something, holy shit. Anyways, everything that she was talking about was on standby right there. And yes, the person in the building might not have been a fireman, but the persons outside the building most definitely were. Anyways, I do hope y'all enjoyed the video. This is the end, so how about you go watch another of my videos? They are really cool, and I hope you have a good day. Peace, peace.